Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Firing Konstantin unleashes Xander's dark side, trouble for Xarah? Days of Our Lives, note it's formerly been a shocking week in Salem. Konstantin Meliunis went on a rage after his marriage to Maggie Kyriakis was derailed, and while he took Teresa Donovan as a hostage, he was stopped dead in his tracks after Xander Cook shot him. Days of Our Lives Vengeance vs. Public Safety DOOL spoilers note that while Xand was questioned by Salem PD's Jada Hunter for shooting Konstantin, he was ultimately let go. Xander reasoned that he killed Konstantin for public safety reasons. Still, there was mistrustfulness that he may have done it for vengeance. Days of Our Lives Firing Konstantin unleashes Xander's dark side, trouble for Xarah? The closing scenes of Tuesday's show were on the creepy side as Xandy had a talk with the portrayal of his uncle Victor Kyriakis, inferring the man could now rest in peace, knowing that Xander had redressed his murder by killing Konstantin. DOOL, will Xander Cook's dark side resurface? Xander has been on the road to redemption. Originally a villain himself, he's done some cowardly effects over the times. Still, thanks to his love with Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, and her mama Maggie, he's on the straight and narrow. His sweet little son Victoria Cook, the Kerr twins, has also helped inspire him to be a better man. Still, the look in his eyes during Tuesday's show hints that a larger plot could be at play then. Xander is Victor's son, which means Kyriakis' blood is flowing through his modes. Victor had grown softer in his aged times, but at one point he was one of the most evil men to walk Salem's thoroughfares. Could shooting Konstantin reignite commodity in Xander? One major red flag is how he wasn't forthcoming with Sarah about the firing as he should have been. Once Xander finds out the lengths Teresa went to keep his true heritage from him, will he seek vengeance, much like his father would have? Could this come Xarah's coming handicap? Will Xander's dark side come out in the weeks ahead? Comment down below. Jack's return delays Chad and Julie's Chicago plan. Xander's mama riddle deepens. Days of Our Lives reveal that Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, will deal with some delicate hurdles when it comes to request for Xander Cook's mama. Although Sarah left a voicemail at the last given number, she wouldn't hear back from Xander's mama and might indeed learn that's no longer a number for her at all. Sarah really wants Xander's mama at the marriage, so the timepiece is ticking then. Since Xander and Sarah plan to get wedded sooner rather than laterally, Sarah may start to worry that they'll just have to tie the knot without Xander's mama present. There's a good chance Xander's mama will show up just in time for the espousal down the road, but Sarah will be exasperated over all the struggles in her hunt for now. Days spoilers say Sarah and Xander will also support Maggie Kyriakis, Suzanne Rogers, as she recovers from all the Konstantin Meliunis, John Capello's, drama. Maggie's in for a shock when she gets updates on Xander causing Konstantin's fatal outgrowth and getting dragged to the police station over it. Of course, Maggie will be relieved to know that Xander eventually didn't get charged with anything, and she surely wouldn't be sorry Konstantin is deceased under the circumstances. Although Maggie may express how glad she's that the agony's over, Xander may point out that Konstantin said there was still an adversary in their midst. That could leave Maggie with moping enterprises about who still poses a trouble. Day suckers know Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, is the abettor that Konstantin was pertaining to, but she'll do whatever she can to keep that news under wraps. At the Horton house on Tuesday's DOOL occasion, Jack Devereaux, Matthew Ashford, will come home for a visit, which will throw Chad D. Mara, Billy Flynn, and Julie Williams, Susan Seaforth Hayes, for a circle. Julie and Chad were planning to head over to that bank in Chicago, the Bone. That contains Clyde Weston's, James Reed, safe deposit box, which apparently has substantiation of Abigail D. Mara's, last played by Marcy Miller, survival outside. Day spoilers say Jack's homecoming will delay Chad and Julie's trip, especially formerly Jack mentions commodity about Abigail being alive. It's possible Jack will have a converse with Thomas D. Mara, Carrie Christopher, about what he eavesdropped and how Julie eventually said Abigail was still alive in their hearts. Also again, perhaps Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, felt obliged to tell Jack about Clyde's claims regarding Abigail. Since Jack is Abigail's father, Rafe might have filled him in over the phone. It doesn't look like Jack will have important faith in this disclosure actually being true, so Chad and Julie should be suitable to intimately carry out their safe deposit box charge without getting his expedients up. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Julie and Chad will dash off to Chicago as soon as they can, so stick with us for further prognostications about what they'll find there. The dramatic and violent act of shooting Konstantin has touched off a deep and intimidating metamorphosis within Xander Kyriakis, unleashing a dark side that he'd long plotted to keep at bay. This incident marks a significant turning point not just for Xander, but also for his relationship with Xarah Horton, frequently appertained to by suckers as Xarah. The formerly promising and tumultuous love is now under severe strain as Xander grapples with the consequences of his conduct and the rejuvenescence of his further minatory tendencies. Xander's trip into darkness began on that cataclysmal night when he pulled the detector on Konstantin. The reasons behind the firing were complex, involving layers of treason, toned defense, and a hopeless attempt to cover those he loves. Still, the immediate fate of the firing was chaos and guilt. Xander's original response was a blend of shock and horror as he goggled at Konstantin's breathless body, realizing that his life would no way be the same again. He was visited by the act, his mind replaying the moment over and over, unfit to escape the weight of what he'd done. In the days following the incident, Xander's jest came decreasingly erratic. He withdrew from those closest to him, including Xarah, as he plotted to reuse his conduct and the moral counter-accusations. The formerly confident and attractive man was now agonized by toned mistrustfulness and paranoia. He began to see pitfalls far and wide, induced that Konstantin's abettors were lurking in the murk, staying for the perfect moment to strike. This paranoia drove him to take extreme measures to ensure his and Xarah's safety, frequently crossing lines that he'd formerly pledged no way to cross again. Xarah, who had always been a source of light and redemption for Xander, set up herself caught in a whirlwind of fear and confusion. She could see the man she loved slipping down, replaced by someone she slightly honored. The darkness in Xander's eyes and the dispassionateness in his address were stark contrasts to the warm and loving mate she had come to cherish. Despite her stylish sweats to reach out to him, to offer support and understanding, Xander pushed her down, consumed by his inner fermentation. The emotional distance between them grew, straining their relationship to its breaking point. The impact of Xander's dark metamorphosis extended beyond his relationship with Xarah. His relations with others came decreasingly unpredictable. Longtime musketeers and abettors began to notice the change in him, causing concern and pressure within the community. Xander's temper burned at the fewest provocation, and his judgment was clouded by his fears and guilt. This insecurity made him changeable and dangerous, farther segregating him from those who might have been suitable to help him find his way back to the light. As the weeks went by, Xander's conduct grew more extreme. He came hung up with chancing any remaining pitfalls connected to Konstantin, frequently acting on hunches and vague reservations. His formerly sharp mind was now clouded by a need for control and retaliation. He excavated into the demi-world of Salem, seeking out information and abettors who operated in the murk. This descent into darkness brought him into contact with some of the most dangerous individualities in the megacity, farther pulling him down from the life he'd tried to make with Xarah. Xarah, meanwhile, was facing her own struggles. She was torn between her love for Xander and her fear for her own safety and well-being. She sought counsel from musketeers and family, hoping to find a way to reach Xander and bring him back from the point. Her exchanges with those who knew Xander stylish revealed a man who had always battled inner demons, but who had set up a sense of purpose and redemption through their relationship. These perceptivity gave her hope, but also stressed the enormity of the challenge she faced. The turning point came when Xander's conduct began to have serious legal and ethical consequences. His decreasingly reckless jest attracted the attention of the authorities, who started probing his connections to Konstantin's death.